Hello friends. Welcome to Computer Fundamentals and C Programming tutorial. In last video we have seen how computers came into boom. In this video we will see what is computer. What then is a computer? Simply put, a computer is a device that can automatically perform a set of instructions. The computer takes as input these instructions as a single unit, uses them to manipulate data, and outputs the results in user-specified ways. The processing is fast, accurate, and consistent, and is generally achieved without significant human intervention. A computer owes its power to the central processing unit, CPU, whose primary task is to process these instructions. An instruction can do only simple work, like moving a constant to a register, a chunk of memory in the CPU, or adding one to it. Instructions need data to operate on, and this data can be made available from multiple sources. Keyboard input, for instance. Data may also occur in the program itself. The output could be written to any device, a disk, monitor or printer, to name a few. A program containing instructions is typically held in a file that is normally stored on the computer's hard disk, a form of memory. To execute this program, the contents of its file must be loaded into main memory, another form of memory. The data also get loaded, either with the program or when demanded by it. The CPU executes a single instruction at a time, could be different on multi-CPU machines. The instructions are executed in a linear sequence unless an instruction itself specifies a different execution sequence. For instance, an instruction can specify a set of other instructions to be performed repeatedly. However, the programs we write are not the ones that are executed. Why? Computers, being binary devices, understand only meaningful sequences of 0s and 1s, commonly called machine language. Thus, all instructions and data must be input to the CPU in machine language, 0s and 1s. Because humans don't feel comfortable using this language, we need to use a programming language, and the computer world offers a number of them, like C. These languages are mildly similar to spoken languages, like English. They support a very small set of keywords and symbols held together by a rigid and unforgiving grammar. The CPU doesn't understand programming languages, so every program you write must be translated to its corresponding machine language code before execution. The written program is first saved in a file on the computer's disk. A separate program, called the compiler, translates or compiles this source code to its equivalent machine code in binary. As shown in figure, it is this code that is eventually executed by the CPU. The CPU needs adequate memory to run programs. It fetches program instructions and data from memory and writes temporary and final data to memory. Memory can be volatile, erased when power is withdrawn, or non-volatile, and the CPU uses the appropriate type depending on how long the data need to be preserved. Some memory is inside the CPU while some are outside it but inside the computer housing. For enabling programs to interact with the external world, computers also use external devices as memory, like the portable hard disk and flash memory. Here we have to remember that the programs we write using a language like C have to be processed by a compiler program for generation of the corresponding machine code. This code, comprising 0s and 1s, eventually runs on the CPU. I think you understand what is computer. In the next video we will see the background of computer. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.